Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am so happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for another day to look at myself, to right my wrongs, to just, y'all, I gotta walk up out of here today because see, it's just too dark in here. It's just too dark in here, right? All right. So I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for you. I'm happy and grateful just to be able to be back home. I'm happy and grateful. Not that I don't miss my mom and none of that. You know, we had a road trip with my dad, but I'm just happy and grateful. And I continue to say that to you guys because we have to be in a place where every day we understand it's a gift. Every day we understand that someone doesn't have today. Every day we understand the relevance of our life. Because if we can do that, we will get into a place and in a posture where we can appreciate one another. We can love one another. We can allow each other grace. Let me say that again. We can allow one another grace. All right. So I'm just happy and I'm grateful. And y'all know today is Freedom Friday. It's Freedom Friday. We have labeled these days Fridays. I'm trying to get my little thing together. I got to set this down. Y'all bear with me. All right. But it's Freedom Friday. Today is just a day where I'm coming on here to remind you that you are healthy, to remind you you are wealthy, to remind you you are prosperous, that you know that everything that your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest and grow. Nothing but things that are positive, nothing that but things that are non-toxic. Why? Because it's who we are. All right, it's who we are. We understand that this month is financial literacy month. We understand that. And, you know, if you weren't able to see the calls earlier this week, go back to them. But I tell y'all all the time, everything, we got to start with the mindset. All right. We understand that our mind is the battlefield. We understand that our mind is the Garden of Eden. I keep telling y'all that. All right. It's the Garden of Eden. And the thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to get back to that place before Eve bit the apple. All right. I tell y'all all the time, Jehovah God is who I believe in. Regardless of what you believe, at the end of the day, Jehovah God is spirit, and in spirit is who we are. Okay. So we have to get to a place where we understand who we are, whose we are, so that we can learn to be. I'm learning to be unapologetically me because I'm doing it in a posture of submission and humility, not arrogance and pride. So on this Friday, I just want to remind you. I want to remind you who you are. I want to remind you that you're needed. I want to remind you that you're necessary. I want to remind you that you're relevant. I want to remind you that you're important. I want to remind you that every goal and vision that you have set, that it will, it shall, and it has to manifest and grow. Because as long as we're in a place and a posture where we're trying to work on us, we can't do nothing but be great. Period. End of discussion. Okay. So on Freedom Fridays, whatever's been going on this week, process it how you need to and let it go. Nicole, I can't let these things go. You don't know what I'm going through. You're right, I don't. But let it go. All right. I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we go through things because of decisions we make. All right. Situations come and go. We understand that. Situations come and go. Through this journey, I told y'all it's a fixed fight. It's already a fixed fight. We've already won. We just have to walk the journey out to end up to where our destiny is going to have us for eternity. Okay. So it's a fixed fight. In this fight, we understand situations come and they go. What happens is we begin to hold on to things. We begin to hold on to situations. We begin to hold on to people. We begin to hold on to things that we are just not equipped to carry. Okay. Then we get heavy. Then we get in these postures where we don't know what we're doing and we don't know where we're going. And then the battlefield, because remember, the apple was bit. in the garden. So the battlefield is the mind. All right. But we have to remember that nothing has authority or power over us until we begin to speak it out. Okay. We can begin to speak it out. When you speak things out, when you speak negative things out, when you talk in death over your life, when you talk in death over someone else, you kill it. You do it. All right. Because there's not a situation that I face that can consume me. There's not. All right. I don't care what I go through. I believe that I have won. All right. I'm victorious. I am warriors. Remember, I'm a warrior that's victorious. I'm warriors. So there's nothing that can take me out. Now I can make my load heavy, but it has no control and no authority over me. All right. We got to understand who we are. So on these Freedom Fridays, it is a gentle reminder. All right. It's a reminder. We'll pick up financial literacy next week. But as you go into this weekend, be mindful. I tell you all the time, we can't control anyone but ourselves. All right. So you control your surroundings. Did y'all know that there's a Bill of Rights? We actually have a Bill of Rights for ourselves. Hold on. We have a Bill of Rights, okay? And a Bill of Rights is basically what you deserve as a person. They call it a Bill of Rights. I got them from my girlfriend. She is a therapist. And we put it in the women's group. I don't have my glasses. I'm going to try to give it to y'all. Because why am I'm bringing this up? Because I need you to understand who you are. I need you to understand that when you start getting heavy, when things start trying to consume you, when things start trying to get to a point where they think that they have total control of you, they don't. See, we gotta continue to be unapologetically me. You gotta continue to be unapologetically you. When you know that your motive is all right, when you know that your heart posture is right, when you know that you're doing things out of the right heart, you don't have to trip. You don't trip off of stuff, okay? Because you have to understand in that place, you will begin to know your self-worth and you'll walk in it because you'll walk in your self-discipline. So remember that you have the right, I have the right, you have the right to ask for what I want. I have the right to say no to requests or demands that I cannot meet. I have the right to express all of my feelings, positive and negative. I have the right to change my mind. I have the right to change my mind. I have the right to make mistakes and do not have to be perfect. I have the right to follow my own values and beliefs. I have the right to say no to anything if I feel that I'm not ready, if it's unsafe, or if it conflicts with my values. I have the right to determine my own priorities. I have the right to be responsible for the actions, feelings, or behaviors. I'm sorry. Let me get this right. I have the right not to be responsible, for the actions, feelings, or behavior of others. I have the right to accept honesty from others. I have the right to be angry at someone I love. I have the right to be myself, to be unique. I have the right to express fear. I have the right to say, I don't know. I have the right not to give excuses or reasons for my behavior. I have the right to make decisions based on my feelings. I have the right to own my own personal space and time. I have the right to be playful. I have the right to be healthier than those around me. I have the right to feel safe and in a non-abusive environment. I have the right to make friends and be comfortable around people. I have the right to change and grow. I have the right to have my wants and needs respected by others. I have the right to be treated with dignity and respect. I have the right to be happy. Listen, we have Bill of Rights. There are 25 Bill of Rights. We have them. And I want you to know today that you have that right, that you are all those things, that how you feel matters. If it don't matter to no one else, it matters to you. And it matters to you enough that you will not allow other people to take you off your game and off your mojo. All right? Everyone has an opinion. We can't make everyone happy. So I want y'all to stay free. I want you to stay free in your mind. I want you to keep a healthy perspective on everything. Even when something is not going the way that you want it to go, I need you to be able to look at whatever trial, whatever tribulation, whatever happy space, all right? Whatever it is, be able to look at it. Be able to look at it, all right? With vision, not with sight. What do you mean, Nicole? We talked about that, all right? Out of all the millions of receptors, I think it's 60 million receptors that we have between our five senses, our sight is 50 million of it out of 60, all right? Our sight. But vision comes from the heart. Sometimes you got to get to a place, no, all the time. We need to start getting to a place where we look at things from our vision, from our heart. Some things you're going to have to look at like this, all right? So when you feel like you're less than, you got to look at yourself like this. And you got to say, I'm more than a conqueror. I am beautiful. I am needed. I am victorious. I am free in my mind. Everything that I do, it will manifest and grow because it is who I am. See, we got to get to a point where we understand who we are so that we can stay free up here. We stay free in the battle, all right? The battles are going to come in our mind, but when we can get to a posture where we count it all joy, everything I go through, I count it joy. I'm not lying. Now, does it hurt sometimes? Is it uncomfortable sometimes? Do I have to take a minute to process the ugly parts of the situation? Absolutely. But you know what? It's still joy to me. Why? Because I'm happy and grateful every day to be in a place where I can look at Nicole D. Jones and right my wrongs. If I can't look at things and see them for what they are, I can't become a better me. If everything is just gravy and great all the time, I can't get better. All right? It's all perspective. So we gonna stay free, y'all. Thank you for being accountability to me. I done told y'all I'm about on week 2 or 3 now where I just feel like everything's happening. You know, anytime you go home, I just came back from being with my mom. Anytime you go back home, listen, it's good, it's bad, it's love, it's indifferent, it's all those things. Because when you start going back, when you go back home for me, when I go home, when I'm with my mom, there's some things that I gotta be willing to look at in myself that maybe I don't necessarily look at on a regular. All right. But when you start going around family, when you start going back home, when you go visit somewhere you used to live, all these feelings and emotions are reminders, they all come back. But because I want to stay free, what I did on this trip, I'm willing to look at me. All right. We got to be willing to look at us to stay free. And I'm not staying free for my mom. I'm not staying free for my dad. I'm not staying free for my husband or my kids. I'm staying free for me. So those places we understand sometimes are uncomfortable, but it's Freedom Friday. We done label Fridays Freedom Friday, and we're gonna hold each other accountable, and we're gonna walk through these spaces with one another, and we're just gonna continue to remind ourselves. Listen, sometimes I don't win every battle. Sometimes I'm like Forrest and I'll run, but I promise you I'm gonna win the war. All right? I promise you, you're gonna win this war. Okay? So on Freedom Friday, know you are beautiful. Know that you're relevant. Know that you're needed. Know that you're loved. Know that you are loved. I don't care what don't let nobody make you feel no other way. And like I told y'all, no one controls your space but you. Somebody in your space, somebody walking close to you, and they bringing you a negative vibe, bounce. All right. Don't wait for them to leave. You leave. You control your feet. You don't control theirs. Stay free at any cost because you're worth every right that I said. Okay. Learn to agree to disagree. Pick and choose your battles, but stay free. All right. I don't even know what time it is. I'm walking all around the house. But listen, Friday, that's all I want to do. I just want to encourage you. I want you to know that you are relevant. You're needed. Okay. I might not be able to see you right now, but one thing I know is I feel you. Okay. Even if you're not on here live, go back, listen to them. If you don't want to listen to nothing else, pick a Friday. Since we made it Freedom Friday. But stay encouraged, okay? Don't let people and things put you in bondage. But ultimately, don't put yourself there. You got to stay free, all right? You got to be willing not to put chains on yourself. You got to be unapologetically you and continue to work on being in a posture of submission. So I submit to Jehovah God so that I can walk out humility. And when I feel frazzled and razzled, I got to pull myself together. See, I got to call my dad today. I got to apologize to my dad. All right. Because, oh, Lord, y'all, we drove to Texas and we split it up. We made it a road trip. So it was me in the car with a 7-year-old and a 7-year-old. And when y'all, listen, I'm not going to say my patience was gone, but they was tried and tested. Okay. And I found myself being short. I wasn't disrespectful, but I'm like, right? So I'm grateful for a new day because when Holy Spirit showed it to me, I don't have a problem being unapologetically me. I don't have a problem. My dad may not even realize he made me feel that way, but I got to call him because I love him and I honor him. And I got to be like, Dad, I'm sorry. Even though he told me he enjoyed the trip, I'm be like, Dad, if there were any parts of the trip that I made uncomfortable for you or I felt short-tempered with you, I apologize. I love you. And I do. I love my dad. I love my son. You know what I'm saying? I already apologized to him. But it's like we got to get to a place that we stay free. That ain't for my dad. That's not for my son. That's for me. Okay? Because I want people to extend grace to me. I want people to understand that I am human and I'm not so big that I can't apologize when I'm wrong. All right? That's what freedom looks like. That's what freedom feels like. And I feel like when we can master that here, it'll spill over to our finances, it'll spill over to our relationships, it'll spill over into everything that we do because it's us. All right? So, again, I am Nicole D. Jones. It is Freedom Friday. Stay free because you're worth it. Okay? You are healthy. I don't care what a doctor says. I don't care if somebody looking at you like, girl, you just overweight. Listen, I told y'all in the spirit, I'm a sexy size 6, and I'll do what I have to do to make it manifest and grow. All right? You are wealthy. All right? Because wealth comes from within you. It's not about the monetary things. It's about your wealth and your worth in you. And you will walk it out. And you're prosperous. All right? Because you're walking out your wealth, your overflow will come. And that is what people are going to sup after. That's what they're going to drink off of. It's going to be the overflow of you, which is why you know your self-worth. You'll know that everybody ain't worthy to drink off your cup. Yes, I said it. Everybody ain't worthy to just be slurping off of the overflow of you. Okay? And I say that because I know it's true. And I don't care who don't like it. You're healthy, you're wealthy, you're prosperous. Everything you do, it shall, it will, and it must manifest, and grow. It's who you are. You can't help it. You just like that. All right. So going this weekend, if you feel low, if you feel down, play this video. Remind yourself of who you are and don't let anyone take you out of that space. Stay there till we come back together on Monday. All right. Look, now I got to put this on my lap so I can do my, you know what I'm going to do. Y'all continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day, a fantabulous weekend, a stress-free weekend, a freedom weekend, okay? And I will see you guys in 72 hours. Smooches.